Hey, thanks for joining us today. Today we're going to cook some lamb burgers. I'm Maness. I'm the Guilford County Livestock and Forage Crops Agent.
And I'm Vincent, Webb, one of the Family Consumer Sciences agents here.
All right, so first we're going to start off. We've put some spices together, about a tablespoon of mustard seed, a teaspoon of cumin, and about a half a teaspoon of chili flakes. And what we're going to do is we're going to lightly toast these. So I've got a pan here on low heat, and we're just going to let them spread them out kind of evenly. In the pan, kind of like so, and we're going to toast those. So what we have here is we have put some seasonings into a pan right here. We've got it on low heat, and what we're going to do is we're just going to lightly toast these. What we have is about a tablespoon of mustard seed, a teaspoon of cumin, and about a half a teaspoon of chili flakes. And we're just going to lightly toast these right here on low heat until they get aromatic. So we just want to make sure that they're spread out nice and even, and just kind of work them a little bit every couple minutes. We're going to toast those for probably about 8 to 10 minutes, somewhere in there, just until you can really start to smell and just get them toasted a little bit. No oil or anything in the pan, just put them in there dry.
All right, everybody. In regards to food safety when it comes to preparing lamb, if it's a whole cut of meat, then it'll be 145 degrees Fahrenheit as a final internal cooking temperature. All right, your handy dandy thermometer will usually be your telltale sign. We don't go necessarily by juices or by the look, because that is not a guaranteed way that it will be food safe. All right. What we have here is ground lamb, and whenever a meat is taken from a whole cut and it is ground up, we want to cook it to either 155 for 17 seconds. That means you measure it, it's consistently 155 degrees Fahrenheit for 17 seconds. Or for instant kill, you do 160 degrees Fahrenheit internal temperature, and you are good to go on your ground lamb. And today, as you got whiff of earlier, we are doing lamb burgers. So we want to cook that burger to 160 degrees Fahrenheit at the most. All right, that's your food safety for what we're doing today.
All right, now that we've got our spices are toasted, we're going to put them into a small container. And since we don't have a pestle, what we're going to do with these right here is we're going to just grind them up a little bit.
Now, Cole showed you guys the mortar and pestle technique. This is another make-do technique, essentially a rolling pan, or anything that can simply consistently roll over the spices and herbs. Just come in here just like this, bearing down, kind of work with it. And if you have a bench scraper, you can actually take that and bring it back and just get a nice crush. And that's one way, if you don't have a mortar and pestle, you can actually use to crush up your spices and herbs.
All right, so now that we have our seasonings ground up a little bit, what we're going to do is we're going to mix it. We're going to mix it in with our ground lamb. So I'm going to pour this over here. I've got some gloves on, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to just mix those seasonings in real good with that ground lamb. And what this is going to do is just going to give us a little bit of flavor worked into those burgers, and give us a little extra pizzazz in there. I'm gonna mix that in real good. Just work it around. Make sure we get it evenly distributed through that burger. Once we have that evenly mixed up, Vince is going to show us a cool way we can patty these out, which is a lot easier and probably even a little bit safer.
All right, everybody. Now that Cole got it all mixed together, usually you can kind of grab a little handful right here, and I will actually take a peek over at my bun and see what the diameter is. Kind of get an eyeball look. A lot of times, if you want to take it out of the packet, so Cole is taking one out of the packet, you can kind of see it, and I can kind of eyeball look at that. So I want to take that patty, and I want to go ahead and just get a nice flatten. And I got it about the diameter, but I want to take it one step further. So I'll start on my left here. I'll move this a little bit, give me a little bit of elbow room. And before I even flatten that out and give you that one step further, I can come in here and actually take a little bit of, we got thyme and salt in here. Thyme, salt mixed with a little bit of pepper. And we could just come in here and just kind of smooth that over the patty. Okay, just like that. And then turn them over. We do got a little bit of pepper. I'll go ahead and introduce that. And then I'll take a little bit thyme, salt there. And get the smooth edges. I'll come back over to make sure I pepper the other side. And we got a good uniform mixture. Just simply take another sheet of parchment paper. That's what we're working with, if you were wondering. And what we'll do, we'll take this plate. Now, you can use the top of the plate, but I tend to try to use the bottom because it already has the diameter that I want. So I'll come in here and just give a light press. And as you can see, it kind of presses out. And then, for Mabel, there we go. We got a nice pressed out burger there, and we're ready to go. So we'll go ahead and do the rest of those, and then we'll be able to introduce it to the pan. Now, don't forget this tip before you put it in. You want to put a little dip in these, right in the middle, so that they will cook evenly, and so you don't get that, what we call the battle of the bulge. It all bulges up, and then you don't get an even patty. All right, so we'll go ahead and patty these out, and then we'll move on to the next step.
All right, now that we're ready to cook our burgers, we're using a cast iron pan. The reason I like to use cast iron is it holds the heat and evenly distributes it a lot better. We've got both our burgers patted out. I've got a little bit of vegetable oil here, and I'm just going to introduce, we don't need much because those burgers have enough fat. So just about a half a teaspoon of oil in there, and we're just going to use that just so we can get that good seared look on there. And so once I've got that in the pan, I'm going to introduce my burgers. I've got this pan good and hot. I wish we could get the smell feature to come through, because the smell is just fantastic. We're going to cook these. So what we're going to do is we're probably going to do these for about 3 to 4 minutes on each side, and we should be ready.
All right, everybody, we are at the consummation of this lamb burger project. And as you can see, we have our bun dressed up, a little bit of red leaf lettuce with some condiments such as a spicy mayo, a little bit of honey Dijon trickled around the side, and I always like just plain mustard as well. And then we have our mustard cheese lightly put on top right after our burger came out. And the way we did our buns, we just simply buttered them up, put them in for about 3 to 5 minutes on 350, and they came out nice and toasty. So that's it, y'all. Just simply cooking these burgers to 160, dressing them up with the spice that you like, and making sure everything is separate, clean, cooked, and things like that. And of course, you guys know, keep up with our videos, and you can contact us anytime. Just simply look up guilfordextension.com and we should come right up. And you can always just give us a phone call at 336-641-2401 and you will be good to go. Thank you for joining us. Again, we have Cole, our livestock agent, and me, Vincent, the FCS agent, or one of the FCS agents here on site. All right, till next time, y'all.